Um,
Display capture. All right.
sorry, I'm kind of just like moving all over the place.
Yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Kind of just like skimming through it, to be honest. I don't know if it'd be easier to just point out things as I see them, or if you want to go back to specific points, but
I'll admit my memory is a bit fuzzy.
I want to see how you guys retake.
Where I went. Wait, I think I just dove their stack. And then died. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
It did not realize there was someone beneath me until it was far too late. And like, I mean, like directly beneath me in that case.
So they like Booyah
What
smoke
was that?
screened it.
Oh, that was dualies. That was some crazy aim from them, honestly.
They probably did a tower jump to use the Booyah as a smoke screen, and then they were up there.
I mean, yeah, you can definitely see them jump, but I guess in game it's definitely probably a lot more focused on other things.
And visually, so.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Nice.
like figuring out how to parse that is difficult.
Absolutely.
There's no stream audio. I don't know if that's on purpose.
Weird. It is not on purpose. It might have been when I was messing with things earlier. Also, quality's so bad. I don't know why it's so bad. It was fine earlier.
720/30 and it's like really fuzzy.
Weird. I can't go higher than this because it kind of just... Discord sucks. I need nitro.
Yeah, I was gonna say, does your capture card have any higher settings, or does it not look like this on your capture card?
It does not look like this on my capture card, yeah.
Oh, so what was this? We kind of just left Neo to die, I think.
Mm-hmm. Who's the other person who could stream? It might be easier if you'd stream.
I can do it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
can
think.
do it. I'm not as
Okay.
fluent with the replay mode, but I can do it. Let me switch off of display capture here real quick on Discord. And we're back to Splatoon gameplay.
Well, I'll probably just look at my own and like point things out.
Turn on the display projector as well.
Cool. Alright.
Stream, start stream. Yeah, I have an Elgato HD60, so my stream quality is like... I think it can do 4K, but I don't need to do 4K because YouTube's compression rate is abysmal.
I'd try Elgato, but it only supports Windows.
Yeah, I have Windows, so that makes sense. Okay, which one are we doing?
It was Clams. Oh, wait, not Clams, sorry.
No, it's Tower Mako.
Is this it? Making my tower control?
Yeah.
Looks like it, yeah.
Right.
I go boom. Okay, wait, that's funny.
It was the Reef Slider player, I think.
Yeah.
I go boom. Masher.
Alright, what do you say it was like? Trigger what? No. What is it? It's the other stick. No, wait, it's... What was the fast move forward? You told me how to do it.
CR, hold Y.
No, it's B.
Oh, it's B. No, you're right.
Oh,
it's
for
B.
that. I thought you were
Yep,
saying
yep,
to go
yep,
first.
Okay. There's
Yep, yep,
also
yep.
view graph.
Yeah, it's not super important right now.
Yeah, I do not understand that graph, honestly.
I think it's just I'm just using it to try to find where I want to be here. We'll just go here, and we'll do overhead objective cam.
Yeah, it works.
There we go. Oh, too much. No, I have stick drift. Oh God. Was this after they got Neo? I have to go back further. Oh, and I can move it as well.
Right.
Okay, yeah, so this is about the point, I think.
Yeah, you kind of just like leaving the other die. But also I feel like they could have been backing up some. At very least, taking that right stack, trying to hold space if you could.
Yeah, I think it was just because was it 3 of them were on that other side, and I was trying to keep them away from there, but then they were just able to really quickly move to where Neo was and stop.
Yeah, you don't want to be
yeah,
fighting
I
this
don't
plastic
think it was
here.
like.
I'll get a pick.
I think I spent.
All right,
way
realizing that you're by yourself,
yeah,
jumping out would be nice.
I spent way too long trying to fight that dualies and then died for it.
Is that even really a good position for you to be in? Like, I don't play decap like that, but it looks like the horizontal just struggles to really get up there to do
I
anything.
think it's possible to hit a one-shot there, and I was
if
trying
you wanna
to
go,
do it. Like,
if you want to go back to where,
yeah, I'll go back and I'll spectate myself because I was. It looked like I could hit a one-shot,
well,
there, but I'm not sure.
spectate the tower.
Tower, all right.
Yeah,
Other
yeah, go back like 10 seconds here. Alright, so Bradio, hopefully that's how you say it. You guys are on the tower together. I would have tried to push that tower, or try to push that with the zap right there as decav. Because taking that space would be pretty good for you guys. Everyone else is on the right, on the lower ground, and it's just those two kinda. So having that pressure there would be really nice. If you guys are able to actually push in with that pressure. Should I go overhead, probably?
Yeah. I always hit the wrong trigger here. Oh my god.
Oh, good, oh, good, oh, good.
My stick drift is terrible.
That's crazy. Alright, so I guess, yeah, backing up would have been nice. Would have been better there. Should probably want to... When the zap died? Yeah, right there. Sorry, back up.
Oh, sorry.
You're fine. No, probably too far.
It's fine. You can
It's
just
fine.
fast
I'll
forward.
just let it play out.
Well, I wanted to go back, but that's fine. Yeah. So a big thing is you guys like to take a lot of fights by yourself. And obviously we've covered this before. But assuming you can get a pick, even if it's just like 2 people by themselves, unless you have like a really good shark, really good flank, and they just do not expect it, I wouldn't put a lot of trust in myself being able to pick off a couple people. Especially if they're together like that. If they're together, the most you can like hope for is killing one of them and dying to the other. So a big part of being able to push in is recognizing what fights you can take and what fights you can't. If you want to hit play, probably. So I think this is a good space you're taking, Zap. They kind of can pressure you. I wouldn't have bubble there, but they can't really pressure you too well from where you were at. Good pick.
That was crazy. Back to overhead. Or camp.
Yeah.
Darn it.
Tower works. Respecting this. So seeing the blaster, a lot of this is just matchup dependent. How well you know your weapon, how well you know other weapons.
Yeah, I think trying to challenge him when he had the high ground there was probably a bad move.
In general, challenging weapons when you have high ground is not the best. If you are a slasher or a blaster poking on the ledges, so saying you have the low ground, even wiper and stamper, but not decav. Those are also good weapons that can poke under a ledge. But you would have to be like right up next to it. And again, that's keeping in mind that the weapon you're fighting is not slasher or blaster, something that can also hit over ledges, something with AoE.
Mhm.
And right now they have you see they have blaster and they have a slasher, which I just said both very good, poking around ledges and stuff.
Mhm.
So you want to be careful when you see somebody in that position in high ground, where you need to first recognize that someone is there, play accordingly to that, knowing that someone's there, and then figuring out what weapon it is. If it's dualies, you have a much better chance of rushing it down compared to edit or slasher.
Yeah. So
If you want to hit play, maybe. Yeah, what's up?
Oh yeah, I was just gonna say that in terms of like how to fight those weapons, I assume I would have to take a position where they can't like sit on a spot where they can hit me and I can't hit them. So is there like any
Mhm.
particular position that Slosher would not like to be in that Decav would, or is that just like I have to find them on flat even ground and just get them before they get me?
This is Mako,
Mm,
Mart, dog. You are not getting a slosher in a bad position.
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. There's not a lot you can do. You can try to bomb them out, try to move them from their position. You don't want them to have an advantage, at least. You can play on equal ground, which doesn't necessarily give Slasher, in this case, an advantage. At least not with the weapons I see here. So you could try to move them. You could flank them, pinch them with a different teammate. Try to take a 2v1 if possible. But spamming with bombs, trying to poke if you can, depending on your range, like ballpoint here can just like pressure from afar. You definitely don't want to get in the range of the slasher
Yeah.
if you don't need to, which I've seen a couple times. When you get into the range of weapon that you have more range of over. I want to see how you guys handle this next push actually.
Wait, Decap has more range than slosher?
I don't think it does. I
I
think
don't think it
Slosher
does. No.
outranges it, but like barely.
Yeah, slasher
Oh,
actually has a decent amount of range.
I think Decav
okay.
has like
I think I might
slightly.
have just misunderstood something then. My bad.
No, you're good. I think Decav has like
That might have been my bad as well.
Decaf has like slightly less range than Wiper. I used to think it was the same. I think their painting range is the same, but the projectiles actually disappear a little bit sooner.
I would believe that. Alright, I think you guys are focusing on these dualies. Yeah. Yeah, we noticed the slasher on that ledge. It's definitely a lot easier to fight slasher if it's under a ledge like that, in that position, with Lorsa fighting it, than it was giving it high ground. So I think that was good. We should probably be focused more on the left here, at least the jet. I would like probably ballpoint to sit on the right stack, and then have maybe decav up in front on the tower if possible.
Yeah.
Because what you want to try to do is you don't want to try to have your longest range weapon be targeted by everyone in that position, because everyone else can also fight it. You want to try to spread out your players if you can, and effectively use the ranges they have. You don't want to be putting them in danger if they don't need to. So if you want to, yeah, probably bubble further up as well. In a more active position, it's not really doing too much right there.
Yeah.
Sorry,
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
like
yeah.
going like everywhere right now. That's my bad.
No, that's okay. That's okay. Honestly, any advice is good advice.
Yeah, I don't hate Zap on here.
Oh, motion
I
controls.
think this is a good. I think Zap on tower is pretty good if Ballpoint can't. I think it should probably default to either Ballpoint or Zap riding tower if possible. And that's not like a rule you should always follow. Like one of those two has to be on tower. It should be pretty dynamic.
Yeah.
But in general, I think that's just something to keep in mind. Just because of how those weapons playstyles are. You want, I guess with this comp, Flingza also works. I think that's also fine, just because Flingza is can be pretty passive.
Yeah.
Like I was saying earlier, Ballpoint sitting on right stack, you still have the same range basically. If your Zap was on tower, you would, and Ballpoint's on right stack, you guys basically have the same range. You can basically hit the same people. But in this case, Ballpoint's is just not able to be hit nearly as easily as Zap is. So they're able to support the Zap from further away, which gives much more pressure than if Ballpoint was on tower, and then like Zap was pushed up or something. Ideally, you want Decav probably pushed up ahead of tower, and that's either to take fights on its own or to just take attention from them if possible.
Okay.
I hear that.
I was gonna say, I think something we were trying to do is we were trying to practice more like calling when we were going off tower. Like I think a couple times I offered to ride tower when someone else was on it to like trade out or like ask someone to trade out with me or something like that. Just something more so like in case the scenario calls for it, we can switch out on a whim and we know who's on tower and all that stuff. Like I think it's a good idea to sort of keep track of that more often.
Yeah, I think
Yeah, that is true. You guys were on tower like a lot more often, which is good because there were a couple of times before where we just left tower alone.
Yeah, definitely keeping a mental note at all times on who's on tower helps with your awareness in the sense of you know where where that teammate's going to be. You know if you can more easily take a fight if it's near tower. Like say someone's rushing tower, and you're fighting there. You know that teammate's also there, and that definitely extends to helping awareness in general. Not even near tower, like being able to keep that mental note of where your teammates are is very strong, and I feel like this definitely can help with that. So I liked it a lot.
All right.
Was that suggested or just like one of you being like, "Yeah, we should do this"?
What, like reviewing this game or?
No,
the
just the
tower
call out.
thing.
I want to say it was Arcader who brought it up. I don't know.
I did?
Someone.
Okay.
I'm not sure who brought
No,
it
I
up.
don't think that was
Just
me.
take credit,
I
just
brought
take
up
credit.
you and me fighting more often because of the wiper decap thing. I
Yeah.
never said anything about tower.
The 80-30 damage. Maybe I did come up with it then. I don't remember.
Regardless, I think that's really good. Yeah, just anything that helps you know where your teammates are at all times. Which can also help with like if a player is down, you can more easily react to that by knowing where that teammate is. You now know there's going to be a player in that general vicinity, which matters actually. How'd you guys die to this? Hold on.
Here, I'll play it out.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
what is it? Yeah, Larissa and Neo went down, and then Bridio went down, and then I was the only one left on tower, and I just kind of Hail Married it because I had no other option.
Yeah, you want to go back like 10-15 seconds maybe?
Oh.
All good, all good.
I hate
No, you
that
didn't.
it does that.
Well,
no, because it won't let me rewind once the tape shows up.
oh, okay. I thought
Yeah.
I didn't know it ended.
And then I have to
It's fine.
watch the replay again, and then...
Yeah, no, that's fine. That's fine.
We'll go to like 25 here.
Yeah, that's cool.
And then ZL
All right,
down.
so. All right, definitely try to think about what you would do differently here, knowing what did happen.
Honestly, seeing that both people on right stack were handled, I might have actually he started in getting left in the first place. Aiton tried to help Bridia with the two he was dealing with because he kind of got collapsed on there by the two. the people on their plat.
Uh,
Yeah, too. I don't know. Did I end up getting both of these picks on the right here? Did the Jet get one as well? I'm just gonna watch this really quick.
I don't believe he did. I don't believe I got credited with either split.
Yeah, I think I did
Nice.
get both. So yeah, then it was just.
So knowing the right side is cleared out, left side should be your priority. And a lot of it kind of could be part of hindsight. Here I would have liked more people. I like that you responded to what's on the left. I think having maybe just Zap focus on left, just watching the left, because you know you already cleared out right. You know there's probably more than likely going to be people on the left. Having someone watching that is good, and then have everyone else focused closer to where the objective matters, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because here you kind of just got picked off by Sasha, and there wasn't like too much you could have done with that, unless you like picked them off pretty early. But a lot of that would be helped with just setting up earlier on that right side, because we're kind of like going back and forth a little bit almost. Focusing left and then right. But yeah, just spreading out where your focus is at, but not too much to where you can't do anything, if that helps at all. Just being aware of what's around you, and that definitely takes time. That's definitely not going to be something that comes in a couple games.
Yeah.
But if that's one thing, or if that's something you would like to focus on, that's definitely very good. Because it's good. Just being aware of where everyone's at. It helps you position better, for sure.
I think we gotta just make a game of just like counting heads all the time and just like making sure of like, okay, if this person's dead, where's the other person? They just came back, but they must be respawning, so they have to pick a direction once they come from spawn. Sort of thinking about that. Like even after the X disappears off their icon, you can still sort of guess where they are. Like which route have they gone before? Can we predict that? Something like this slosher has gone right 3 times in a row. Maybe he'll go right a 4th time. Or something
Yeah,
like
surely
that.
not a 4th time.
Surely not a 4th
Yeah.
time.
Yeah, no, and that's all something that definitely becomes much easier. Like, at this point, to me, it's just like second nature, because I've just, been focused on it for so long. It's not really something I really need to think about. It's just always something in the back of my mind. But it'll take time. Like, do we have a different one? You said, what was it Rainmaker?
It was a Clam Blitz game.
Clam Blitz.
Yeah.
Okay.
Same scrim? I believe it was the same scrim.
Yeah.
I can probably find it just by scrolling here. I think it's literally this one.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, definitely ask questions about whatever, if you feel like it.
Yeah.
Stick shift goes crazy. Did we notice the slosher at the beginning? Before that bomb was thrown? Are we checking maps at the beginning?
I believe I did call all them out.
Okay. Cool.
First time I saw them.
Alright.
Definitely checking your maps at the beginning, especially on maps with flanks like this. Well, I say flanks, but it's just a drop. Just having some information of where they are at the beginning can help you position better. I would have probably jumped out here, but I'm also not a sword player.
No,
so.
Yeah, that probably would have been a good time to jump out. I'll take that.
Right there, I think I was just focused entirely too much on the right.
Can we go back maybe 15 seconds?
Yeah, sure, hold on.
Okay.
What was it? It was the Dread. Yeah, the dread jumped up on the block.
On forward.
I thought that would be far back enough behind the pillow. It was not.
Dang. How did they not pick that up sooner?
We're kind of split up right here. Well, if you want to go back like 5 seconds, but Splash and Decav, you guys were kind of like split up by the spinner right there, just for a little bit. But you were focused on different people. And if it was like a flat open area, it wouldn't have been that big of a deal. But because you're separated by that wall, you aren't able to easily help each other fight. And so keeping terrain in mind is definitely a big factor to being able to take fights with other players. You probably want to use strikes to actually move people out the way. Kind of aiming it towards where they are or where they want to go
Here,
is probably best.
I'll go back so you can see those again.
Mm-hmm. I did like that last strike, moving that dread out the way. I feel like you could have probably pushed it a bit further up. Would have given you guys more space to actually take right there. I don't think they're like awful or anything. Can you spectate the splash actually? Maybe go back like
hold on,
20 seconds?
Let me figure out which one is. Alright, and then go back.
You're good, you're good.
Sorry, I'm still learning replay mode.
You're good,
I'm
you're
getting
good,
better.
you're
I'm
good.
getting better.
I trust. Alright, so I think a big thing is that we need to work on is working on our like neutral game. Trying to figure out how to navigate that. Where neither side really has an advantage, or they do have an advantage, but it's not major enough to where they can start a big push from it. Maybe go back 30 seconds. Sorry.
No, you're good.
And then go top down, maybe.
Yeah, here.
Oh, it's so far away too. Spectate the edit. I feel like edit has a good deal. So right now your most aggressive weapons are, I'm gonna say Flingza probably. Definitely Decav's your most aggressive, but Decav and Flingza, I think in this comp. I guess with how Splash wants to play, you definitely want to be painting a bunch. That's kind of like why you would pick up Splash. You pick up Splash because it's a painting weapon. And you are on a team with weapons that can't paint, like Stamper, Blaster, Squeezer, whatever. I guess they're not here. I was gonna see if. Sorry, I was gonna see if they wanted to maybe explain their thought process for the game, the Splash.
Oh right, yeah, he said he wasn't here, so.
Yeah. Unfortunate.
I wonder if he said anything in his notes. Let me look up.
I kind of just to know like how aggressive they were wanting to play. I think at this level,
You remember?
it doesn't really
Museum
matter if you
Clams.
don't.
Okay, so he said that he felt like he couldn't leave that
Mhm.
left area in Museum. Felt like he was stepping on Neo's toes sometimes. What should be his game plan if they have control of mid and are pushing our plat, they being the enemy team? That's
Neo's
what
the
he
edit,
said
yeah.
on that.
Neo's the edit
Yeah,
and
Neo's
Bridio's
the
the
edit.
splash.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where are the notes at?
They're in a team chat
they're-
here. Let me.
Oh, you're gonna
I'll
make me
just
scroll
reply
all
and
the way
then
up?
ping.
Oh
No,
my
I'll
God.
just
No,
reply
no,
and
no,
then
no,
Okay,
no.
okay.
I'm pinging you. You're getting pinged. There you go.
Oh well.
Cool. Oh my, that's
How
a
dare
lot.
you?
I like that. Okay. Feel like I couldn't leave. Yeah, definitely stepping on Neo's toes, just because of the roles of these weapons, just how they naturally fit in. Splash is naturally a painting weapon. It is naturally painting for cooler. I'm not going to bother too much with exactly what your weapon should be doing. In this case, it's a shooter. You can shoot other people. You can play aggressive. Um, I think just playing aggressive, pushing up with the decav would be best. This weapon's kit isn't like super aggressive. It's got suction bomb, which is nice, but it's also got strikes, um, which means it's much more supportive. It can't actually fight with the strikes as much as it wants to. And it definitely does help with how you navigate neutral game. What weapons can play aggressive, and that kind of just sets the pace for how fast everyone should be playing. If you're on a team with a bunch of more defensive weapons, we'll say, you don't want one person doing the fighting for everybody. You want everyone to be just slowly defensively pushing in, and just kind of just overwhelming them with whatever you have, whatever causes your weapon to be more defensive. In this case, I would say it doesn't matter too much. What matters more is your playstyle. I think in this comp, probably it's not super aggressive. You have edit, you have splash, you have flingza. Those are all much more passive weapons. I feel like edit can also play aggressive if needed. So if edit, you want to be playing more aggressive with the decav up a little bit more. Leave the splash to paint. Leave flingza to paint. A lot of this comp kind of just, I don't know. It's kind of tricky. Do you want to go back? You want to go play maybe? All right, that's unfortunate.
Yeah. I basically got touch of death there.
Yeah.
I should have used that fan left area off museum spawn on more retrospect, like to defend. It was entirely too much. I've just gone in behind the basket and tried to fire from there. And it's screwed me over more than a few times.
Can you go overview? Go back like 20 seconds.
All right. Damn my stick.
Sorry, I'm asking so much of
No,
you.
it's okay. It's okay. I can do it.
Okay, I trust.
I think this is right when I pop the bubbler here.
That kind of take a while to actually capitalize off that flank, which is something. But they do flank you regardless. That's not really something you could have done too much against, other than paint. Preemptively paint.
You mean like the stamper flanked?
Yeah, the stamper on the left. Yeah. Sorry, should have been more specific.
Yeah, the stamper with the zip caster, I see it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not too focused on what you're doing, Decav, just because I'm not sure. Just because I feel like the space you're taking isn't as important as the space they're taking, if that makes sense.
So I just should be taking more. Do you know what more valuable positions on this stage would look like?
Go back to when the stamper was flanking, or before the decav was flanking.
Here, I'll just go back to the same timestamp as before. Oh, that's not the button I thought
you
it
hit
was.
the button twice.
You're fine.
There, it's the same point.
Yeah, maybe go back like 20 more seconds before decav flanked. That's probably fine.
Blank.
Yeah, we can just fast forward a bit. Okay. So here, I like the bubble. It maybe could have been placed further up, but I also think that's fine. I don't think this is bad to take. I think it's just unlucky.
Yeah, I think because I was fighting Dread when it was over top of. It had high ground over me again. That's how I went down again. I should have stayed up on that ledge there and tried to like. Cause I think that spinner is slightly higher than the ground off the ramp there. So
I mean, it is,
Yeah.
but can Kneecap like reach there? I'm not sure.
I think if I stand on the edge, I could probably do it, but I probably have to pop the bubbler further up instead of in the middle there. And also that spinner rotates, so it could be possible I pop it and then the spinner just spins away. But maybe it didn't in that case, so it would have probably still been valuable to pop it further forward,
Yeah.
like you said.
Yeah, even popping it closer to the ramp, kind of where you're dead at now, would be good. Because in that space, they can't take from you, essentially. It's free space to push up. I don't think what you had was a bad position to take. I think you should have been backing up a little bit more, seeing that Dreadringer on the high ground. I think backing up would have been best. Letting him push into your edit and Flingza. Because of the positions your Flingza and edit are taking, they're going to be in more passive, more defensive positions.
Yeah.
So if you kind of want to bait them into there, trying to provide chip, maybe that's something you could try. Kind of leading them closer to those two weapons. Maybe is something. I don't know. This comp's kind of not. It's like bad comp. It's just kind of. I haven't really encountered.
I forget why
much like
Bridio
this.
decided to go splash. I'm not sure.
Not sure. I don't think it's the end of the world.
Yeah.
It just. I'm mainly thinking the Flingza edit. To be honest.
Wouldn't it have to do with
Wait,
like Neo playing edit?
Yeah.
Like usually Neo. I mean, usually when Neo does not play edit, Bridio's on Zap.
Yeah, I brought up the idea of playing Flingza and Edit because it was kind of an idea that had been thrown around on the Splatling server, and it was something I wanted to experiment with myself.
For what? Sorry?
Flingza and Edit as a pairing.
Flingza and edit, okay. It's definitely very, very different. I see the vision, I feel like. I don't think it's awful.
An idea. It was just something I wanted it to try out of it.
Any reason specifically, or just like you thought it'd be fun?
Just, I just thought that'd be
Okay.
fun.
That's fair.
And
That's fair.
And in part because I think if I had played it more aggressively, yeah, I could have capitalized more off the flings of that. Because the way a fling, like, I guess this doesn't match Loris's playstyle exactly. Because as the way I've seen her play, she doesn't really play much of an anchor style like I've seen in most like Flingza players do. That's kind of the conception I was going in with, because as an anchor provides a lot of chip damage that edit it really likes and likes to play with. So that was the idea I was going in with. It probably, although honestly, it probably wasn't executed all that well. I think if it's an idea I go with again, it would have to be something more considered. Right? Like it was something I'd have to like actively talk with her about. Oh, you know?
Okay. Well, from what I've seen at least, the few games I remember, and from what I made note of, I think Lorsa's playstyle actually fits Flingza pretty well.
I'm
definitely play. I'm not saying you're saying it's bad. I'm just saying, benefits to playing Flingza edit. I feel like, you definitely play very passive at times, but also you kind of like go for picks often. I feel like those picks maybe aren't always what you should be doing as Flingza. But I don't think it's bad. I think when you want to go for those picks as Flingza, I think Edit should also be trying to help pressure, provide chip, provide paint, provide whatever.
Yeah.
Because Edit can play aggressive when needed. It's not a super backliney midline. It's more of a midline, not very anchory. It can play aggressive with Decaf, can play aggressive with Flingza. When you have the space. I think Decav is good in this because it can create the space. It can dash in, provide a distraction, and then maybe flings that edit, want to provide chip and pressure from behind. But the comp really cares about you guys pairing together. Not necessarily picking a buddy and sticking with them the whole time, but just knowing where your teammates are and capitalizing off of either the space they create or the space they already have.
Yeah.
So I definitely see the vision with this comp. I definitely see the vision with your guys' playstyles. I think, I don't know if Birdie wants to change Splash at all. I don't think Splash is awful. But I think Edit. I think it definitely, like they said, steps on Edit's toes a little bit. It can't really play as aggressive as it wants to.
I do remember Bridio bringing up Flash in conversation, and as like something of an alternative. If maybe that would have been the better choice here.
Did he say V Splash was the alternative? Or are we thinking about a totally different weapon altogether and not just a different kit?
No, I believe he talked about V Splash because the conversation shortly after had like diverted to Crab as a special.
Yeah, and learning that and all that stuff.
Yeah.
I do like V Splash a lot more than N Splash here. It's able to play more aggressive with Burst Bomb. It's able to cycle Crabs pretty quickly. Only problem with Crab is that sometimes, again, you're going to be stepping on Edit's toes, or I guess any Splatling. So you're going to want to take different positions when you have Crab. When you have Edit or whatever.
What about
Whatever
Crab Edit?
Splatling you have. Crab Edit is an option. I'm not sure what shooter you're going to want to go.
I think because then...
But it's definitely, probably Zap, I would think.
Yeah, because then Bridio could go Zap.
I feel like if you're
I like Radio Zap. I like how aggressive they can play.
because like
Yeah. If you definitely want to play that.
It's because like if you're picking at it, you're mostly picking it for the paint and for the tactic cooler.
Okay.
And while Edit Nouveau is a good crab weapon, there are better crab weapons out there than Edit Nouveau. And so I just have not put as much focus or really anything. In fact, hold on. Let me actually check right now
I was going to say though, I just don't really see it with the other edit because I feel like the only reason he's playing edit is for cooler. If he's not playing edit, it would be better for him to play another Splatling like the Ballpoint with Inkjet. Because the Ballpoint has more range that our comp doesn't have, and then the Inkjet he's been pretty good at using it for our retakes.
Yeah.
Okay.
For what I would use Edit Nouveau for, I would probably be on Ballpoint.
Okay.
Exactly. Yeah.
I brought it up because of the whole Flingza Edit pairing thing. But if it's better if if it's better if Edit has the cooler option, then I can see why using Ballpoint would be better in that scenario.
Yeah.
No, go ahead. Sorry.
Because like.
I don't know. I have thoughts on this, but that's okay. If you guys don't want to run, whatever, that's completely cool.
Yeah. I just like heavy edit. Edit Nouveau is like it's a good kit. Don't get me wrong. It's like if you want a cooler in a composition,
Non, on va utiliser.
And why would you pick Edit, Bow, and Zap over
Ah, non, da frigidaire.
and something else?
It definitely depends on
frigidaire.
the intentions you have in picking that comp. You could want to have a much more aggressive comp, but that would involve swapping out the flings that you have. There's
Yeah.
definitely no reason not to. In
It's-
that case, I would rather actually run Try Nouveau, actually. As crazy as it sounds.
Huh.
Try to. Now that's a suggestion. And
It's a suggestion. I don't know how good of a suggestion it is. It's got cooler, plays aggressive. I just wish it had more cooler.
I
In the
can't
perfect
believe
world,
they
it'd be
nerfed it.
like 190 or something. 190, 200.
Is it still
It's
like
250.
210?
Yeah, it's 220, I'm pretty sure.
What?
That's wild, dude.
It might
Yeah,
have
they
gotten buffed.
probably only nerfed it because of I could definitely see it was probably popular back when it was new, so
Yeah.
that's probably what happened.
Splatoon 2.
It wasn't even super popular is the thing. It was like
Oh, for
basically
real?
overshadowed by like Zap and like Pencil. And then like Edit was barely a thing.
That's
But
actually wild. They just nerfed it for
they
no
just
reason.
hate
That's
Try
so
Nouveau.
funny.
I think they gave it 20 extra points in one patch. It was either
Yeah.
20 extra points in one patch or like 2 consecutive 10-point nerfs.
what they did to Try Nouveau is a tragedy, and Pencil got off far too easy.
Actually, should we play
But,
the game?
Yeah, I was gonna say. I think it's been a
with
bit
the-
since we looked at the here.
Yeah, I think comp wise, I think you guys are fine. You just need to navigate your roles a bit better. Either taking more space, playing more aggressive, or taking less space and like relying on your teammates.
Yeah, I don't know.
Here, I think you're taking too much space. Too much space too quickly.
Yeah, that was a lot of paint
That's
you were,
fine.
you were jumping into.
Yeah, too much ping, even.
That was a bit too ambitious, yeah.
Okay, I'm liking these strikes a little more. Lorsa kind of heading off on the two on the left by themselves, but if we want to try to put our focus more on clearing out one part of the map before we clear out the next, generally you want to clear from your base to their base. Unless you have like a good opportunity to. I think it's good to clear out your side of the base and then work your way towards theirs, just so you don't like get flanked is the main thing. Like in the bubble, like they're fighting fit.
We got very close with this push, but it kind of fell apart near the end.
Definitely when poking around corners, you want to be aware that there could be someone behind it. You want to go back like 10 seconds.
Yeah, sure. Hold on.
Spectate. Yep.
I just
Nice.
ran in there.
You're just kind of right in there. They kind of just let you do that for free.
They did.
No,
Wait,
bro, but
hold
you ran in there, but you got the ball in, so like.
True.
Yeah.
Well, who do you want me to spectate? I'm sorry, I got distracted.
Edit.
Edit. Okay. Edit.
Yeah,
edit.
you know.
Edit.
Alright, and then maybe this was no, it was back some.
No, yeah, this is after the fact.
Might be back even more, but we'll see.
The sad ghost.
Yeah, back like 10 seconds.
I wish I would let you
Alright.
rewind slowly instead of having to skip and sit here at the number 3.
Would be nice.
No, bro, they
Um,
love that
I
stupid
imagine it's like-
number 3.
And this goes for a lot. This goes for a lot of weapons. When you're trying to poke corners, because this will happen a lot. Just trying to poke on the right. You want to try to take wider angles than this, if possible. A lot of times you don't even want to poke it. But when you do want to poke it, you either want to go quickly and like try to catch them off guard. But if you go quickly, you're going to want to try to go past where they're looking. So extend a little bit further. Or you want to like try to go slowly and take a wider angle. And that's just so you're able to see them sooner. In this case, you could start pre-firing a bit
I wonder if I can...
and start looking at that. Start looking at, I think it was a slosher that was there.
Yeah, it was a buck.
Slasher.
yeah, it was a V bucket.
Yeah, so especially
top.
with, especially
Oh.
because you have cooler, especially because you're shooting, you have a lot more mobility. on the glass. So taking advantage of the glass area, or taking advantage of the fact that you have cooler, and moving around on glass would be good. Because you're not gonna be slowed down, basically. And this goes for a lot of weapons. I'd say most weapons. You want to try to take wider angles. This happens fairly often. You either want to take wide angles, like I said, or short angles and extend a little bit and try to shoot them.
When you say a wide angle, do you mean like go further away from the wall before you appear behind it?
Mm-hmm. So here in this case, you would want to be moved over to the right before you start trying to look.
Like have your
I don't-
camera moved to the right, or
Is there like a hold on? Start an activity. Is there like a drawing thing?
I think there
Hold
is
on.
a drawing activity. I would love to see you draw
Look at that.
this.
It's on the sketch heads. Is this it? That's not it. Oh,
Hold on. Start an
I don't think you
activity.
can draw over a stream.
You
not
said
over a
there's
stream. There's just
whiteboard.
a
Here, hold on.
whiteboard.
I'm
Hold
starting
on,
it.
join
Yeah,
activity.
whiteboard.
Starting it.
Okay. All right. How do I explain this? This is tricky.
I think you can just
Right.
start drawing. Hold on, it's loading.
Whiteboard.
Hold on. I gotta switch my control over to this. Oh, someone left. Oh, he left. What happened?
I'm sorry?
Hold spacebar to pan on canvas. Where'd he go? What? Oh,
All right. So I clicked on the thing, and Discord closed, but we're back.
that's awesome.
It like
That's
crashed.
crazy. They tried to kill you.
Probably.
Really the high quality software.
Truly. All right. How do I? Hello. Okay. So, I'm over here. Let me go back. Hold spacebar.
Hold
No, I
spacebar
will
to
hold
pan.
middle. So let's say this is a wall, and your guy has like, not your guy, the bad guy. We'll do bad guy in red. Bad guy has this much, right? And you say you have this much. You'll be yellow in this case. Am I able to select? Can I select? This would make it so much easier.
I don't know if there's a select tool or not.
This is so tough.
I only used this tool once before.
This is so tough. Okay, so say you're looking like this. You're trying to look at the guy, right? And you have this much range. You kind of really can't see it because this is in the way. You only actually see like this much, right? Or I guess whatever, this much.
Yeah.
If you're just hold on. Okay, so the guy's just sitting here. Wait, wrong color. The guy's just sitting here, and he sees this much. Oh, what just happened? I'm reconnecting. It says.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. Oh, what just happened to my? Okay, so it's up here. Oh wait. Oh, okay. I can't select it.
Hey,
Cool.
you figured it out.
So we're gonna delete this and hold on. Okay, it's not scuffed. I promise. Oh, I can make like pictures. Hold on.
I think you can import
Okay.
files too. Yeah, you totally can.
Okay, so we're gonna have what is this? That's an arrow. Don't care about the arrow. Can I do a triangle? Anyways, how do I go back? Okay, so how do I select it again? This? Okay, my bad.
This is like me learning replay mode. It's okay.
Okay, so you got the red guy, and he's like staring off like this. So he's able to see this much, kind of. We'll say he can see that much. Poking like this. If I do, we'll say this, and he's like, here's your circle head down here. Pretend it's a head, so I can. Okay. If you're trying to go like this, and you're trying to like hug that as much as you can, and try to like, he's gonna see you before you see him. This isn't doing a very good job explaining it, because it kind of looks like it doesn't matter if you just like do this. This is hard.
No, but I think
I promise this has a point.
I think I understand what you're trying
There's
to
a
say.
method to his madness.
I promise. I promise this makes sense to me and to me alone.
All
It's hard to explain.
kind of. They're going to be able to shoot at you before.
Exactly.
Okay.
Thank you. They're able to, by taking a wider angle, you're able to see them sooner. Basically, it wouldn't be this wide, but
Oh, like further away. I see. I see
kind
it
of
now.
like this, except yeah,
But yeah, it's just a matter of
Super
peripheral vision.
super scuffed way. I promise. It's fine though.
No, honestly, I understood it. I understood it.
Okay. I promise it makes sense. Like if you like imagine like this being you right here. I guess you can't see my cursor.
We
'Cause
can see
this
like
is you.
an approximation of your cursor.
This is you. Okay. And they yeah. It's not letting me select. Okay. So this is you. Are you able to see this when as I move
Yeah.
it around?
Yeah, we can see moving
Yeah.
around.
Okay. That would have been awful if you couldn't. And I was just talking like for 10 minutes or whatever. Yeah. So they're able to just straight up see you before you see them. But if you go back more, you kind of like see each other at the same time, essentially. And that's not a very good way of explaining it, but trust me, I'm a doctor. I promise it works. I promise it works. Oh, we could have just went into recon and done this. I'm upset. Okay.
Can we do that? Should we just go
Whatever.
into recon?
Do we want to? Do we want to? Okay.
No,
Do we
I
wanna do
mean,
that?
I think don't we understand it at this point?
I think we
I
understand
kinda get it.
I would hope so. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
If not,
I
okay.
think you get
No,
it.
we all understand it. We all get
Okay.
it.
We all
Okay.
get it.
Okay.
We all get it.
Perfect. So we didn't waste all that time.
it.
No, we did not. We did not. I
Okay.
promise you we did not.
Perfect. My monitor is not turning on. Oh, there we go. Okay. Do we want to go back to the game, or do we want to draw?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going back to the game.
I suck at drawing anyway.
Nah.
I need to actually make like an OBS transition to like Discord capture instead of just like hitting the button manually on my recording because it's gonna look so scuffed. But whatever. It's fine. The VOD review's for us.
I guess a better way to explain it would have been, you might be able to see them, but you still can't shoot them. You have to have your cursor on them. Cursor's in the middle of the screen. So moving to the right, they would see your left side of the body before you can shoot them, essentially.
You have a line, not a line of fire.
Correct. Gonna go overhead view.
Alright.
Overhead view kind of sucks. You wanna go spectate that clam? The basket?
Oh,
Maybe?
sorry.
No, you're fine.
Other one,
Hey,
other
the
one,
push is
other
already
one,
over.
Other one.
No?
No, wait, no, it's only just begun. It's only just begun.
Push is basically over. It's ruined. Nice. Okay. You guys are down 2, but I like that you're trying to take space here. Trying to play more passive, more defensive. I think you recognizing that you need to hold space is good, but at least to continue that push. But you also want your teammates to be there. You can't fight a 2v3 or 2v4 unless you guys are like crazy and cracked, which I don't doubt. But also, it's not a consistently safe way to do. It's much better to wait for your teammates, if possible. In this case, you had a ball. You could have just backed up, tried to hold space in mid instead of trying to continue that push.
I'm not
Yeah.
sure the basket would have closed before overtime started.
Actually, no. I think if we hold on, if I go back,
You guys had a ball,
we had a ball. And
Yeah,
I think it was
we had-
open.
Basket was open.
right?
Let me look
I
at
I think
it.
it would have been fine. I think if you had thrown in a couple more clams, it definitely wouldn't have. Okay, no, you guys are definitely fine here.
Come on. Oh my gosh. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Oh
So
my
yeah,
gosh.
What are you trying to do here?
I'm trying to spectate this to see if it actually opens up again in time.
Well, no, it should open up in time because
Yeah.
there will always be because the overtime lasts like 20 seconds and the basket goes down a lot sooner than that.
That's fair.
I think in general, even without recognizing or without acknowledging that it's overtime, that was basically the last push. If you fail a push like that, you get much more value out of waiting for your teammates to come back, gathering more clams, holding space in mid, allowing teammates to jump back, and just putting down paint on the ground. It's much harder for other team to push in if you got paint on the ground. If you're painting the ground, that also means you're pressuring that area with your paint. Which means they are not going to want to probably shoot. They're probably not going to swim where you're shooting. They're going to want to try to target you. So just slowly backing up while you're painting mid, waiting for your teammates to come back and make a more unified push is generally how you should be playing failed pushes like that. Even if the basket goes up and you can't actually score anymore, staying in that one spot where the basket is, trying to hope get picks, doesn't matter super much if your teammates aren't actually back. You are buying some time, and it's good to get picks, but not at the risk of, preventing your teammates from being able to take space. If that makes sense. I don't know if I'm rambling at this point, but that's kind of it. Okay.
No, I think that's a good point. Is to like
Okay.
regroup for your team in overtime and don't let the pressure get you to the point where you're desperately moving up and doing stupid things.
Definitely let me know if I'm like rambling and like kind of like circling on myself, just repeating things. Definitely let me know. I will not feel bad. Yeah, I think overall learning how you should be interacting with your teammates. So this is kind of a TLDR, basically. For more passive weapons like Edit, Flingza, in this case Splash, well, maybe not Splash, but you want the decaf to be pushing in and taking space while they're distracted. While the enemies are distracted, you want to be providing support with paint, chip damage, and just pressure. And then decav, you're going to want to be making a lot of space. And then if you can't make space, you want to be backing up and letting your other teammates support you. Essentially, is how I feel like this comp should be played. And that's not going to work all the time, but as a general kind of thing, once you guys learn more about each other and about your weapons, it'll be much easier to actually determine what you need to be doing in that situation. Making sure you have paint before you push in is really good. Make sure you have paint before you drop. That helps not only with your movement, but making sure no one's sharking there. No one's actually able to more easily pressure that area. I think for a neutral game where neither side has a big enough advantage to make a push, at least with this comp, you don't want to be playing too aggressive. Like I said, you want to be supporting the decav, because it's kind of like your main offensive weapon, kind of the main one that can make plays. Obviously, Flingza with missiles is strong. Edit can help, can definitely play a lot, really aggressive, and Splash is kind of just sitting here. He's kind of hanging out. I don't know. You guys, I think you guys have a pretty good idea, at least from the couple games I've seen. I feel like you guys are definitely getting the hang of how you should be playing as a team fairly quickly, which is really good to see. So I'm pretty excited to see more of that. Do we have maybe another game or?
Do we want to do?
I'm down to see a win as well. If you guys have a win you're proud of, because
Maybe
being able to see what you did right is also pretty important.
something from the third one, because I think we swept that entire thing.
Okay. Maybe we don't want like a 30-second knockout. I'm
No,
seeing. Okay.
We need
Okay.
some that aren't 30
We can
second
do that one.
knockouts.
Okay, it's only 35. Okay. No, I didn't watch that one.
like
All right.
we did do very well that time. I think I do distinctly remember one of us commented, and that was probably the best work we've done, and as a whole team yet.
What was it, like the Undertow Rainmaker one?
Let me see. Was that the one we pushed to 94 on?
Yes.
No.
Okay. I'm liking the well string. I'm not liking the 411 though. That's the thing.
Unfortunate well string.
It's because they didn't play the better kit.
True.
Actually,
You should coach them. You should coach them, I think.
I should. At some point, they might be a lost cause, so I don't know. I'll stick with you guys.
Alright.
Alright, I'm excited to see this win. I better see, like, 30 quads in the first minute.
Oh, you'll want to spectate. Wait, no.
oh yeah.
We can spectate Rainmaker, probably.
This
No, we'll spectate whoever you feel like. I trust.
absolutely brilliant.
Spectate whoever.
I just
And from
realized
a-
that this is like the third game that Arcader still isn't in. I didn't even. We didn't do that on purpose, did we? We did not do that on purpose.
This is
No, I would believe that.
Paul's game, so I wasn't there.
Oh, you weren't there. I think I remember that then. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
That was a
I
dangerous
can
jump.
rotate.
So they're all clumped up on the right. You guys definitely take advantage of that very well. Oh, and you go left. It's P. Okay. Good stuff.
Like none of them were
We
there.
love to see it.
That's what I'm saying. And then you follow up with a good push. Unfortunate. Okay. Strike.
Yeah.
I would have striked a little further up, probably.
Oh, the brush flanked and they died.
Mm-hmm. Nice watching.
Yeah, that
Alright,
was
traded. That's fine. It's whatever.
I think the rain just runs right into me here, actually.
That's a crazy hammer. I can see why they went 411. Who were they hammering?
I think they're gonna get painted. Yeah.
Very crazy fight. Wait, crazy bubble. Holy, it gets two. Okay, go for crazy.
I think
points
I
here.
just run forward and die. Actually.
They just kind of let you do that. Okay, I'm liking these strikes. Good pick. Good too. Okay.
I wish you could get like a little closer.
Okay. Okay, I'm liking that. Alright, and then you set it for Bob here. Like, that's fine. Oh, wait, the flank? They don't even see you. They don't even know you're there. And now you just go for points. Nice. Alright.
I think they just
Yeah,
gun
here I
it.
just
We don't need to focus too hard on that, I don't think. I think definitely repositioning is good. We don't need to hard focus it. We want to be able to set up in a good position first. But it worked out. It's completely fine. Crazy hammer. They're hammering nothing. Good pick.
He does not like that well string.
I'm a hater, I guess.
He's a hater today.
Mm-hmm. Unfort. Zuka no pick? Nice, no picks. Like that.
Well, this is the thing.
They're kind of just like, they're kind of just watching you. Wait,
They're
you
watching me.
get
They're
one?
pretty
You
get
get
like a
two?
triple here.
that's crazy. They're like running into you. Okay.
Yeah, I just kind of roleplay artillery here.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god!
Go Wellstring, give us nothing. What was that?
Okay, they redeemed themselves sort of so well.
Okay. Yeah, I wouldn't go for Bop here. I would back up some. Try to hold space. You punish? You punish? Punish R? Ooh, good trade. They're kind of just like not doing much right now. I like that. Wait, crazy. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait.
Oh my.
Okay. They don't even. That brush doesn't even know what's happening. They're just.
I think they
still
drop
in
off
mid.
here. I don't think I get them, unfortunately.
Oh, that would have been so good.
If I got them and I kept the Rainmaker there.
All right, good trade. I like that. Trades are good when you have an advantage like this. In this case, it'd be space, but okay, good punish. Nice. Okay. Nice. Gets one. Gets two.
I think I canceled the stamp here too. Yeah.
Holy! You better. You clipped that, yeah?
I don't think I did,
Oh
unfortunately.
my
I don't
God,
clip
bro, you
things.
hate
I do
things.
not
You
clip
hammer.
things.
Well, here's your chance. Fucking
Yeah.
No, it's okay. I recorded this entire VOD. I don't need to clip it. The whole VOD is the clip.
Nice.
True. Very true.
All right. I'm hoping we saw that
No.
behind.
I think I
God,
canceled
bro.
the stamp again.
Oh.
No.
Oh, they're down
Barely.
three. They're
Oh
down
wait, this
three.
one. All right, now you win this 1v3. You win this 1v3. Hold on. All right, that's fine. They just drop it off. This is an easy punish. There you go. You guys are just not letting them get any space, which is great. Which is what you want to see with this comp.
I think we'd better play the original idea that we were going for in the previous games.
I probably wouldn't have picked up Rainmaker here. Just on the off chance that I would die.
Yeah.
I think we talked about that right
But-
after. Like, it would have been easier to just like run it backwards
Mhm.
instead of into that corner there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
even just
I did
like
say that, but
watching
even then, it would have been better to just not pick it up.
even just watching it is pretty good. It still gives you full flexibility with the specials and the bombs you have.
Honestly, the thing I'm
Doesn't
most
really limit you.
those first 30 seconds was Zap, and I two of them were looking at him, and when
Yeah, can we watch that first bit? Actually?
Yeah, I want to switch to his perspective because I didn't get to see it. Because I just had like 3 of them looking at me in the corner there. I don't know if I have it time stamped.
That's fine.
I'm just gonna guess.
Okay. I do want to watch the opening again at one point.
Oh, I picked
think
the
there
perfect
is-
time. Yeah, that's it.
I'll check that out.
Here.
Alright, I'm liking this. And they're just going for you.
They want me.
That's a decav, yeah. That's really good. Good stuff.
Oh, does he want to see the opening again? I'm just gonna switch it to Bradio's perspective.
Yeah.
Let's see how this one's end.
I'm liking this. Okay.
Dang,
That's
Nice.
crazy.
dang,
And
the
they did
radio
ship with
crap.
decav. Okay. That's what I'm saying. They're pretty good.
Oh, yeah,
Don't tell
alright.
me I said that. We don't want their ego up too much.
I think I skipped to the end instead of the beginning.
Throwing.
I don't know how to use replay. Actually, I blame the stick drift. I'm blaming
You're
the
fine,
stick
you're
drift on that one.
That's fair.
Alright, do you want to do opening overhead or just from like my perspective?
Let's do overhead, I guess, and then we'll go
Alright.
back. You can speed it up a bit. Pause here. You guys are really disconnected. I like the edits position. Watching on the right. Lorsa, I feel like you need to be pushed up a little bit. Watching them as well. Especially because they're all clumped up on the right over there. You chuck one bomb their way, and like if they don't move, that's a knockout. That's immediate checkpoint right there, essentially. That's kind of why you don't want to clump up. Yeah, like I said, I like edits positioning here, just because you're helping decav on the right. You can hit play. gets 2, and then I don't even know what the wellspring died to. Imagination or something.
Here, I can go back and
Oh my
check.
gosh, bro.
Oh, I think he just died to a bomb.
Died to a bomb. That's crazy. I would never die to a bomb.
Oh
That's just
my
me, though.
gosh, bro.
That's just me.
The generational hating. This is crazy.
Yeah, I like that we just immediately start going for the right, recognizing it's just the brush. Do we remember if we saw them kind of using their zipcaster?
Yeah, I saw the zipcaster.
And okay,
Just couldn't get to me fast enough before I got to the checkpoint.
no, I don't think running Rainmaker there was a bad play, knowing the zipcaster was there. I was just wondering if we saw and then like called it out if possible, because having 2 people focus on the brush is pretty good. You just want to try to deny him any space that you can, even if he has zipcaster. I think it's good. I think that was a good play. I don't know if we saw this flank in time.
No, see, yeah, I don't think we did.
We focus on it though, which is pretty good.
I think we do end up getting him, but like, yeah, I guess that makes sense because if he popped Zipcaster on the right, and then if his zip ends and he didn't die, he's gonna show up back over there, and the most likely position he's probably gonna push is straight back towards us, because then he's got 1 on behind and 3 in the front.
Yep. So just knowing, it's just a small thing, knowing where they zipcastered from can matter. In this case, it technically did because he didn't kill him.
Yeah.
And that's a lot of space that they are able to take if the brush is able to hold. They're able to just pinch you from there if the brush is just taking your attention. It's just you 2, and if the rest of them, are able to push in fast enough, then I don't think they did in this case. But that's a lot of space they can take pretty quickly. They're able to probably set up Rainmaker like left mid, I would think. Since if they get you 2, it would just be Larsa and then Neo off spawn.
Yeah.
But no, you guys play again? You guys handled this well, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, you just kill him instantly. It doesn't even matter. Unfortunate Zuko death. They don't see you. How long are you sharking there for? I want to see.
I think until the Rainmaker passes, and then I just pop out and get him.
They straight up don't see you. Nice. Okay. Nice. I like that you guys are taking space really quickly. That's really good.
I think I right when that happened, I'm like, yeah, okay, I ran him too far forward, because I got 2,
Yep.
I figured there would be no one there, I did not have track of where the shot was.
Mhm.
And they
I
weren't
think in
front
this
of me.
case as well, one thing to note is that if in this case the decaf picks up Rainmaker, you don't really have any weapons to actually play aggressive ahead of Rainmaker. We talked about this before. Having a couple people in front, 1 person behind, maybe 1 person flanking, while protecting the Rainmaker. In this case, you wouldn't have anyone to actually go ahead of Rainmaker. The weapons you're playing benefit a lot from playing next to the Rainmaker, playing behind Rainmaker. I can see Splash playing ahead, but you want to be mindful of who's actually picking up the Rainmaker. It's not the end of the world if Decaf picks up Rainmaker, but you just want to know that also sets the pace for how fast you want to be making those pushes.
Okay.
You would be wanting to play a lot slower in this case, and just slowly pushing in, slowly using edit decav, or not decav, edit Flingza and Rainmaker range, and then have Splash paint up a bit, maybe farm strikes, spam couple bombs. I would probably have the Flingza or the Zap, or not the Zap, the Splash pick it up most times. And of course, it's all dependent, it's all situational. But in general, for this comp, that's probably what I do. Probably so the weapon that contributes the least amount to the push. Not that it's a bad weapon, but in terms of fighting power, how well your weapon can fight the other weapons, you want the weapon that fights the least, provides the least amount of opportunities for your other weapons. You probably want them to pick it up. In this case, it would definitely be Flings or Splash.
Okay.
And it's just something to keep in mind. It's not the worst thing in the world if Decaf picks it up. It's just something to consider. Because you don't want your only aggressive weapon to pick up Rainmaker.
Yeah.
I'm liking that. Yeah, here I would probably have Splash pick it up. Nice. And then Eddie can provide paint from behind. Good, good. Blustering actually gets one, which is kind of just something. Here we don't want to be giving up too much space when we're going back. We definitely do want to be focusing Rainmaker. We don't want to be focusing it too much. We don't want to try to give up all that space that we just started taking. Obviously you will be having to get rid of some of that space to take care of that. And also because if everyone else is back and you're very pushed far up, you're by yourself. You don't have any support. You aren't able to actually do much on your own. So backing up regardless is kind of the correct play. But you don't want to be backing up too much. You still want to be recognizing that the other team will also be wanting to push into mid. And so setting up, being prepared for them to rush into mid is something you're going to be wanting to do. Not everybody focus Rainmaker. Yeah, you can hit play. Zappa really like that flank you're doing. You're seeing that they're all on the right, so pushing it from that left there is really good.
Yeah, thank you.
How often, Larissa, how often would you say you call out your missiles? Scale of not once have I ever thought about calling them out to calling them out every single time.
Actually, I don't do it every single time, but I do it more often than before.
Cool. When you're calling them out, are you just saying you're using them, or are you kind of trying to call out general positions of where people are at?
Yeah, I need to do that.
Okay, it's not the biggest deal. If you want to go back like 5 seconds before missiles are popped.
Alright.
In this case, I don't think it's a big deal. A lot of the times, it's not a big deal, but it's something to keep in mind. Like here, we can kind of all recognize that they're all on the right. Even just like a quick look to the left to like ensure there's no one flanking, no one trying to set up on the left. Even if it's like, not even half a second, just like quickly flick to the left. Just because of how missiles are. In this case, it doesn't really matter. There's only 2, and then 1 off spawn. It's just something to keep in mind. You don't need to call out where people are all the time. Just to get, general knowledge of where they're at. Letting your teammates know they're all on the right, all on the left, whatever. But definitely you do want to be calling out when you're using them. So your teammates can actually act upon them, upon the missiles. So I think it's good that you're making effort to do that. Yeah, you can hit play. And then you guys get 3, and it's peak.
And it's peak.
It's peak. It is peak. Okay, I like that you're backing here, letting your teammates fight ahead. Like that. And then the hammer just misses you, like, completely.
I think I missed the hammer. Let me see this.
They just, like, went right over you. You can spectate the well string if you want, as well.
Sure.
They
were aiming for the Rainmaker. They just went right
They
over
got
me.
you. They got you in the end, but also
but they completely whiffed me in the first blood.
Yeah, in that case, it would have been better to actually drop off right and then push in from that. Like, you see where that little pink pillow is? That's what those obstacles are called. They're called pillows. Yep.
Pillow.
Yep.
was-
That's, you can go on whatever. As long as you guys know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I call it pillow. But yeah, I would have taken hammer, popped it while I was dropping, and actually push from there instead of dropping with hammer. Or I would have tried to jump with hammer and do that little swinging attack.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that you're not giving up too much space right there. I like that you're holding your ground. It's really good. And also, Zap, you're just in there.
I think
You're
this is
just
the part where I
getting
push him off the ledge.
Yeah.
So, I can't hit him. I
Unfortunate.
don't know how I didn't hit him there.
Unfortunate.
Simply just get better mechanics.
Exactly. I like that we're flanking here. Try to recognize when Zap is flanking, if possible. It'll be pretty hard at times. But when you notice, try to capitalize off that best you can. If you see them from behind, pushing in front of your opponents, it'll kind of just overwhelm them. They can't really focus on everyone at both people at once.
Something
So
I've
it's
been,
just
something
Go
I've been trying to do is like trying to call out when I'm going for a flank or when I'm in a flank or when I'm on the Rainmaker when they're in their spawn or something, just to like give the idea that I'm doing something and to let them know that they can help or whatever.
Yeah.
okay. Yeah, one thing definitely in the early stages of comp when you're just first learning callouts, actually learning to listen to your teammates. Even if you're not responding, listening to them, understanding what they're saying is very important. There were a bunch of times when I was first starting, people were saying things, I like heard them, but I didn't actually know what they were saying. They were just like saying gibberish, and I'd be like, okay, cool, I'm gonna take my Zuka and do whatever. I don't care what you're doing. It is a whole thing. Yeah.
There's a guy on left. I don't know what that means, but I think that means
There's a guy on
to
left.
my left.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Cool.
He's over there.
Thanks,
I don't know what he's
thanks
doing.
for telling me. I'm gonna Zuka their spawn anyways. Yeah, basically.
There's a difference between like hearing information and actually acting on it, you know?
Exactly. Yeah. Even if you're
Yes.
not acting on it, try to make a point to where you know what is being said. Even if you have to quietly repeat it to yourself, until you get more used to it, which is what I had to do, actually. I would repeat what was said. Now I'm completely fine, I hope. But yeah, it's definitely a big part about comp. Actually recognizing what they're saying, understanding what they're saying. That way you don't have like one person screaming, there's a guy on the left, and then no one's doing anything about it. It's happened before. It's kind of funny.
I believe it.
Yeah. Yeah, you can hit play. Okay, we could probably be pushing up a little bit more, and Bridio could probably be backed a little bit. They're playing kind of aggressive there. Brush just jumps into that. We see the flank on the left. I like that we aren't fighting this Zap too much on the left. We were backing up and just holding the space there. I like the strikes, separating them. Good bubble as well. Do we recognize the brushes behind us at all?
I don't think we did ever.
Yeah, we do. Nice.
I think Neo ends up getting him after we all go
Yeah.
down and push in the rain.
Yeah, through Zap. Or through Zip. Easy pick. Nice. And then, like I said before, we don't want to be giving up too much space, but it's also like 20 seconds left. It doesn't really matter. And they're also one down, so... Nice. All right, I think that's it. I don't know if anyone has questions. But
I think I'm good.
all right.
Does anyone else have anything they
Again-
want to bring up?
No.
Cool. Again, feel free to ping me in the coach feedback. No one's done it yet. Disappointed.
I have had a Clam Blitz game. I've been meaning to do it, but I keep getting out of work. I keep having to edit and upload VODs. I was late reading the information.
Can't believe you. No, you're
Fine,
fine.
you know what? I'll play another. I should probably play another Silicu session anyway, because that's like a week old now, and things have definitely changed in my mental. So I'll probably do the game I was thinking of, and then I'll put another in there, and then we can be like, "What's the difference? Is this better? Is
What's
this
the
worse?"
difference?
Yes, I need playing more solo as well. Especially if I'm going to be doing more ballpoint, right? And well, get better with it, especially in my inkjet, because that's even though I do okay with it, it's definitely the part of the ballpoint kit that I struggle with most.
Yeah, it
Oh.
has a bit of a learning curve, I would think.
Yeah.
Also, Fizzy Bomb is pretty easy, so it's definitely Fizzy Bomb is not the hardest.
Fizzy is dead simple.
Yeah, all you gotta do is press the R button like once, and you win.
Just
You get like
shake.
20,000 paint.
800 billion paint.
Yeah,
800 billion paint.
Alright. Alright,
200 million. Yeah.
if I want to actually be able to put a safe distance between in myself and the enemies.
All right. Well, this has been fun. I am 40 minutes late for my thing, and I got distracted. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. But I said I would be leaving the house by 9, and it is 9:40. So whoops.
Nice.
Whoopsie daisies.
Nice.
No, it was good
It's fine.
information. Thank
Splatoon
you for
takes
showing up.
precedence.
Splatoon is so much more important. You're so right. Let me end the recording really quick.